Expedite, the pre-workout, is designed to really help you get through those moments where you feel a little fatigued. Sometimes your body does get a little tired, it gets a little sore. With this kind of stuff, it picks you right back up.
And this is just my personal opinion. I don't think that this is going to be an easy fight for Canelo against Billy Joe Saunders. I think Billy Joe Saunders has a lot of things that could complicate this fight. With this fight happening this Saturday, Abel, break it down for us. How do you see the fight, and how do you think it'll play out on Saturday night in Texas?
First of all, I think Billy Joe Saunders had a difficult time in his last previous fight. Okay, you're talking about Billy Joe Saunders has had some inactivity. He's got a lot of rust, and he's fighting the best fighter in the world right now, pound for pound. I think that the first 4 or 5 rounds will be tactical, will be difficult because Billy Joe has a lot of skill. But I think as the fight goes on, Canelo takes over the fight and makes it an easy fight for him. I think it's a decision. If it's a TKO, it's late in the fight. If it's a decision, it's a Canelo by, say, 17-13 or 16-12.
Yeah, a lot of people have that I've talked to have pointed that out. They all feel that at some point Saunders is going to get tired, and they've specifically said championship rounds that's when Canelo is really going to turn it on him. What there that you guys see from Saunders games that makes you feel that he's going to get tired out in those rounds?
I don't think it's going to be a factor of him getting tired. I think it's going to be, as you've seen Canelo progress, you've seen Canelo take people apart because of his ring IQ, because of his ability to figure out what you're doing and his ability to capitalize on it. And you're talking about a guy with very good hand speed, very smart, very good head movement, good defense, and he's quick with his punches. He doesn't take them back all the way. He punches like real short arm kind of punches from close where they're hurting you. I mean, except for the Khan right hand that came from New York, but against Kovalev, his punches were short. His punches were crisp. I think that once he figures out what Billy Joe is doing and gets his speed down, I think he'll be able to land whatever he wants to land, and he'll have some fun.
On the flip side of that, if I was like a Billy Joe Saunders fan and I were to listen to what you just said, I'd be like, well, Abel, he's always had trouble with guys like this. He's always had trouble with southpaws that are slick and that move a lot. He's gonna have trouble with Billy Joe Saunders. He's not gonna know what to do, because when's the last time he's fought a tricky southpaw? It's been since 2014.
Yeah, and then I would say to you, go back and see Billy Joe's last fight. Okay, did he fight a right-hander or did he fight a left-hander?
I don't know, to be honest.
Okay, he fought a right-hander, so he had issues with right-handers too, then, huh? So it could, you could be devil's advocate and have an opinion about that, but you're talking about the best fighter in the world right now, the guy that his credentials are above everybody else's. You're talking about a guy has a string of very, very good destructive knockouts, and you talk about another guy that had a hell of a time in his last fight. His inactivity will be really his downfall, because he hasn't been. Yeah, maybe he's been in the gym, but it's not the gym. It's the actual fights that are going to keep you sharp, and they're going to. When Mike Tyson was at his best, he was fighting every 5 weeks, every 6 weeks. So Canelo's been consistent. Canelo's fought the bigger guys. Canelo's fought the guys that have been champions. Canelo's resume is I think is the best right now, and I think that Billy Joe is still living on the laurels from 3 or 4 years ago.
Do you think he knocks him out, or he's able to knock it out, or do you think for sure it goes 12 rounds?
I think Billy Joe's slick enough to try to avoid and try to box him and try to keep him off bay, but Billy Joe doesn't have the punching power to keep Canelo off. And if he doesn't have the punching power to keep him off, Canelo's going to be able to punch out him. And if he does knock him out, like I said, it'll be a TKO late in the fight where he's just getting, maybe the referee stops it, the corner stops it. But I can see it going to decision and Billy Joe wearing out at the end.
Just for all of you watching right now, I've done this with Abel in the past, and Abel, I want to say about like 90% of the time, has called the fights that I've asked him about right. So if you guys are betting, put your bet picks based on Abel, because he usually tends to be right with his picks.
Well, it's it's this fight is kind of easy to pick for me anyway, because like I said, you're talking about one of the best fighters in the world, if not the best fighter in the world. Him and Terrence, I think, are up on top there, and Spence is close. Tyson, of course, is close, but Canelo's resume and Canelo's what he's done in the last 3 or 4 fights tells me that he's one of the best ones. And the other guy has not, so that's why it's an easy fight to pick.
I spoke to Eddie Reynoso over the weekend, and he told me that if Canelo does become undisputed, he wants him to move up to 175 to fight Artur Beterbiev. That caught me off guard. I was like, wait, what? Like, Beterbiev's a beast, dude. Like, the guy's freaking huge. Like, why would you want to do that? And he says, in order to be an all-time great, Canelo has to take those risks. And you know what? Canelo's a strong guy, and he's been in there with strong guys. Is that crazy talk? What do you make of Canelo moving up to 175 if he does become undisputed?
Well, he's already fought at 175, but that is kind of crazy talk because that guy is a beast. But again, his inactivity could be his downfall. Canelo is a guy moving up. When you have these guys that are moving up from 154, 160, he's got faster hand speed. He's got better feet. He's got better head movement. He's got all that. And he's not going to sit there for Beterbiev to hit him. So Beterbiev is going to be a little bit slower. Yes, he can punch. Yes, he's strong. But if he's a tick behind Canelo, then he's going to be getting hit. But it is a difficult fight, though. That is probably the most difficult fight physically. The most difficult fight technically, I think, would be Bivol.
Yeah, Bivol's trick. His movement, his timing is. That is a super tricky fight. Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Hub TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Hub TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.